Hello, 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 and welcome back to some more runes. So, I had something on my mind that I wanted to try to chat with you about here. Is I figured during runes was fair enough time to chat about stuff.
I'm worried. What do you want to chat
So-
about?
People lying while playing casual games against one another. Suppose, with a group of people, whatever, playing some game. Not necessarily social deduction like Among Us. Maybe playing a board game or whatever, where you're playing against each other, specifically.
Okay.
You ask a question about something relating to the game, and then someone tells you a thing, but they lie about it. Like, I don't know, maybe you're playing Risk, and someone says, like, oh, if you go after them, I promise I won't attack you next turn. So you go after the other person, but then that player still attacks you on the next turn. Or you're playing cards and someone says, like, oh, I don't have, like, any of this, whatever. And then it gets to their turn, it turns out that they did. Like, personally, my opinion on someone like that is, oh, they cannot be trusted. Like,
I mean, it depends on the game.
if it's like
on
you're playing Among Us and they say, oh, I'm not an imposter, and they are, that's part of the game.
Yeah, when the game is literally like when an intended game mechanic is deceiving the other player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
And
very different.
However, but if it's a game, like, just playing for fun, like, imagine you're playing, like, Go Fish with, like, a group of people, but you can only ask one person at a time if they have such cards. And someone tells you, like, it goes to your turn, and before you can ask, someone says, oh, I don't have any fives, so don't ask me if I have any fives. So you ask someone else, they don't, blah, 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 gets to that person's turn, and then they turn to you and ask, hey, do you have any fives?
Ah.
Like, I think there are, like, 3 different layers of people lying in games. Actually, there are 4 different layers of people lying in games. There's the game where people lying is part of the game and you expected to come across it, like with Among Us. People will lie about being the imposter or not being the imposter, and that's part of playing the game. There's, like, on the opposite side, it's a part of the game where you're supposed to tell the truth, but you just lie anyway. Like, playing Go Fish with someone, you ask, do you have any fives? They say no, but they actually do.
Yeah.
And then there's lying about something that, like, they didn't really have to give the information in the first place, but they did anyway, but they lied about it regardless.
Well, and then there's one more, which was your first example, but you didn't actually come back to it. Is the making a promise but then not keeping it.
Like, backstabbing.
Like making a deal. Yeah. You're right, that's the word, yeah, backstabbing.
I guess technically then there's a fifth mode of lying, which is the person just doesn't care about the game, so they just say whatever, hoping that the game will just be over and done with. And that also can show up in cooperative games as well. If someone's just like, nope, don't have anything. Oh, well, guess the game is over. We all lose. Let's pack up. Let's leave. Let's stop doing this. But I think, like, yeah, each one of them should be treated differently. Social deduction lying, we've already both agreed. That's part of the game. And that's part of, like, the agreement going into the game is, yes, people are going to lie to your face about it. It's really exciting playing those games where you don't have to technically lie, but you still win as the imposter. Instead of saying, like, oh, I'm not the imposter, I say something like, oh, I didn't kill them, because it's the other imposter that did the actual killing. But it's like, okay, people expected to lie, that's whatever. But the people who lie to try to gain an advantage in a game kind of just always rubs me the wrong way. And also, backstabbing, just... If someone wants to just backstab in a game, and it's like, there's no prizing, there's no, like, expectation of backstabbing. It's like you go to play Among Us with people. You know, say we're playing Among Us with a group of people. We know that the two of us are the imposters. And then somehow during the round, I kill you, like, mid-game. Just because somehow I'm able to just kill you in the middle of the game. Or maybe, more likely, during a meeting, I say, oh, yep, Azura's the imposter, I have proof, blah, blah, blah. I stab you in the back and make you, like, leave that, get kicked out of that round, even though we're supposed to be on a team.
I mean, the thing, I will just say this, technically speaking, like, so long as it's not a complete, you know, surprise. I mean, but even if it is, that is still a tactic for Among Us, because especially if you're playing with,
like,
with rules
if everyone's thinking, oh, I think Azura's an imposter, if I say no, people are gonna suspect me. I'm talking about just like round one, no one suspects anyone yet. I hit the button, I say, oh, Azura's an imposter. I saw her try to kill someone. I know she's an imposter.
Yeah, that's...
Like... Yeah, like, if I did that to you during a game, like, yeah, it's just a game, blah, blah, blah. I feel like you would still be kind of upset by that.
Yeah.
Something basically just like that happened to me in a game once. Where, like, I was standing at, like, one end of a hallway with an innocent. The other imposter was standing at the other end of the hallway with another innocent. I kill the person standing next to me. The other imposter runs all the way across the hallway to report the body and tell everyone I killed. And their excuse for it is, oh, I didn't have enough time to hit the kill button. They didn't kill anyone, they weren't on cooldown. Oh yeah, I panicked and accidentally hit report. I didn't have enough time to hit the kill button. I only had enough time to run all the way across the room and hit report. And then immediately throw you under the bus.
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't want to be friends with.
Yeah, I, like, immediately, like, blocked the kid. But yeah, like, yeah, backstabbing stuff, or stuff, like, I see this from time to time playing Commander with people, and this is why, one of the reasons why I don't like playing casual Commander with people. I used to have a friend who would not quite do this, but kind of do it, like, every single game, well, not every game, every so often. But it's like, okay, I have a board full of creatures, I have two opponents, or maybe, like, I have, like, one really good creature and I want to attack someone with it. I have two opponents that I could attack with it. And then one of them says to me, it's like, oh, if you attack the other player, I'll make sure not to attack... I promise not to attack you on my turn. So I'm like, cool. I attack the other player, get my thing, whatever. Goes to the person's turn who said they wanted to attack me. And they go, ha, you're open, loser. I swing everything at you and kill you. You actually believed me? And it's like, what do they get for backstabbing me? They get to potentially, not even guaranteed, potentially win a children's card game. No stakes or anything, we're not playing for prizes, just... And then everyone at the table knows, oh, hey, this person can't keep a promise. They win the distrust of their peers. Yeah, I used to have a friend who, again, not like every game, but it definitely happened from time to time. She'd be all like, oh yeah, you can attack me, it's fine. I won't hold it against you, you can attack me, it's fine. And then the person would attack her, and then on her turn she's all, oh, you attacked me, well, I'm going to make sure to only ever attack you for the rest of the night, because you attacked me that one time. Which I consider to be basically the same, because she said, oh, I won't do anything about it, and then immediately turns around and says, well, you attacked me, so I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah, that's, no.
I confronted her about it, and she just played completely clueless. Like, what? I don't do that. Maybe. Did I ever do that? It's like, hey, let's ask your roommate, because he did it to him, like, last week. Of course, she has a lot of fun in the game playing Blood Feud. Getting specifically one opponent where she can just keep throwing all of her cards at over and over again, and that's how she has fun with it. But also, she doesn't do great in 1v1 because she doesn't have enough card luck to do well in 1v1. I played against her 1v1 a lot. I made her rage quit at more than once, just by getting lucky. But that's, oh, shoot. That's possibly a different story.
By the way, carefully if you come downstairs, I'm disenchanting a lot of equipment and stuff, and so I'm just leaving the scraps in the ground to despawn.
I'm not in the Minecraft, I'm playing Runes, remember?
Yes, but you are literally physically in the Minecraft. You're just focusing on Rune Factory. I'm just saying, if for whatever reason you come into Minecraft, be careful if you go down to that floor. Yes, we're all proud of your rarity impression.
So... What do we say about the various ways that people lie in games and stuff?
Liars, betrayers. What else?
Yeah. Social deduction, fine. Backstabbers. And, okay. Yeah, person will, like, completely backstab me in a game. And then I go, like, excuse me, like, you said you wouldn't do that. And then immediately they go, oh, it's just a game, calm down. It's just a game, it doesn't mean anything, it's just a game. It's like, gee, if this doesn't mean anything to you, why are you playing it? If this doesn't mean anything to you, then why are you lying to try to win? Oh, it's just a game, you should shut up and just accept it. And it's like, alright, I'm packing up my stuff, I'm going home, and making sure to never associate with you again. Congratulations, you win.
Yeah, there's words for people like that.
Yeah, they're willing to lie and potentially even cheat in order to get their victory. But if you try to confront them about it, they get very hostile and adamant that it's just a game and doesn't matter. But for some reason, it did matter when... it matters enough to cheat to try to win, but not so much that they are allowed to be called... that I'm allowed to actually call them out on cheating. I mean, that's how it always is, right? They're allowed to cheat, but no one is allowed to call them out for it. They're allowed to do anything they want, but they're not allowed to have any repercussions.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, Emery Flowers. Yeah, I can buy the Emery Flowers.
You don't want anything?
Damn rabbits laying eggs all over the place.
Welcome.
It's beginning to look a lot like Easter.
Wonderful.
Easter everywhere.
Morning.
I still remember this time I split. I don't remember the name of the game. Basically the idea is you have a whole group of people, like at least 5 people. I think we were playing with like 12 or something. Less than half of the group are like secret agents, basically. There are 5 total rounds of the game. Each round, the person in charge has to choose a set number of people to try to, like, beat the activity, whatever. To try to see if an event is a success or a failure. So they choose some people from the group, and then the people who are chosen can then decide whether the mission succeeds or fails. If even one person says fail, the entire mission is a fail.
Oh, I know this. I think I know
Yeah.
what game we're talking
It's
about.
like everyone has a success card and a fail card. If you are not a secret agent, you can only put in your success card. But if you are a secret agent, you can choose either success or fail.
Right.
And like I remember seeing a game, and it was like, and if 3 total missions fail, then the secret agents win.
Yes.
And so it's like, I think they were on like mission 4. 2 of the missions had already failed. 1 mission had succeeded, and I knew for a fact that there was a secret agent that was selected and confirmed for the team. So it's like, oh, well, it's just guaranteed secret agents win then, because the secret agent just has to show the fail, and then it fails. For people watching, like, everyone, like, puts in, like, their card face down, they all have the same backs, they get shuffled up, flip up all the cards, and then everyone who put in a card puts in their other card also face down, all the cards get shuffled together again, and everyone gets back a success and a fail. So nobody necessarily knows who chose to fail. I knew that someone who's a secret agent was putting in, and so I figured, oh, this mission's gonna fail, secret agents win. No, it was success, 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 because the secret agent put in the success, and, like, the next round, that same secret agent is not chosen for the final mission, which wound up being a success. And so secret agents lost. And I'd asked that person afterwards, like, if you just put in a fail, you would have won, so why did you put in a success? Oh, well, see, I put in a success, so they would probably invite me to go into the next mission. I could say fail and there, and we could win. It's like, you could have just won anyway. Like, you put this whole plan in motion, made this whole risk, and then you lost. You could have just won. Like, I still don't know why they chose to do that.
Hell else is this? I'm sorry, I found an interesting spawner very close to our downstairs area.
Right next to the base of the smelt tree? The witch spawner that I had put in right next to the smelt tree? So witches would spawn inside the smelter?
No, anti-ghoul.
Anti-ghoul?
Yeah. You know what? If you want to tab for Minecraft briefly, like you're over by like the spawner area, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'll tab in. Where are you?
Yeah, just run over towards the smelter. Go straight up from where I'm standing.
Oh.
Yeah, we just have an anti-ghoul dungeon.
We had opened... Or did you just open this up?
No, this was just wide open.
So we had an open path to another spawner. That's like 3 different spawner rooms that we found from this one area.
Yeah. Now that
Because
said,
the other one is
like these
here.
things, because of the height of the room, and because of this stalactite or whatever, they actually can't reach us to hurt us if they spawn. Oh, that one did. Never mind. Spoke too soon. I captured one on the. I captured the soul of one.
Cool. Random extra spawners. Right. Anyway.
Yes.
So I don't understand
sorry,
logic of
that
people
was
sometimes, but like whatever, they were doing what they thought was right, even if I don't understand it. That's not so much a lying thing. What I do remember, and again, just a little antidote, whatever, just a little story. I was playing that game, and there was like 12 of us there. We go for game 1. And the imposters are, like, randomly decide. I think, like, everyone is given out either a, like, survivor or an imposter card. And then person's it's like, okay, everybody close your eyes. Okay, imposters, open your eyes and try to find other imposters. Okay, imposters, close your eyes. Everybody now open your eyes. Like, the imposters had maybe 2 seconds at most to try to find out who the other imposters were. So we could know and we could work together. Well, maybe 2 seconds. Probably more like 1 second. And again, there were 12 of us trying not to move around too much. Because if the person says, okay, imposters, open your eyes, and then you feel the person next to you shifting around, that's a really telling tell, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think I had only managed to see one of the other imposters, and I couldn't just complain about it, because then everyone would know. So none of the imposters knew who all of the other imposters were. And when it came to do the missions, only 2 of the imposters actually wound up going on missions out of like the 4 of us. Imposters still won.
How?
Because, like, from the onset, from, like, round 1, they had already teed me out and, like, caught me as being imposter and caught one of the other imposters. Somehow, like, instantly, they said, like, no, you 2 are imposters, and they were dead on the money for that. And then, so they invite, like, the 3rd imposter on a mission, they have it fail. They toss out that imposter and, like, the other, and the 2 survivors that were with them. Like, okay, one of them's an imposter, we have enough people left, we could just have none of them on another mission. And somehow, like, the last imposter clutched it. And managed to just win it for us. And so, we played a second game. And I believe, yeah, it was the girl sitting next to me who was imposter number 2, and like neither of us got to even go on a mission. So we start up another game. She gets to choose the first team, and I like lean over to her. It's like, okay, just hear me out. You, me, let's pick someone out. Let's just have. It's like, for some reason, it's like I completely trust you here. Just pick the 2 of us and someone else, and we'll just sweep this whole thing. She says, sure. 2 of us, someone else on the first mission. It fails. And the 3rd person who's on the mission with us started trying to sow seeds of discontent, whatever. Like, oh, it has to be one of the 2 of you that failed the mission. Oh, one of you is an imposter. And I just say, no, it's you. My turn to pick a mission. I choose her, me, and the person sitting after me. We do the mission. It succeeds. Perfect. I turn to the person next to me. You better choose the 2 of us and not him, or else I'm vetoing this mission. Like, game 1, I did basically nothing, and we still won. Game 2, I just took charge of the entire thing, and we completely won. It's like, yeah, I just decided, it's like, you know what? No. Here's how it's gonna be. This is what we're doing. I didn't, like, peek at her card or anything, so I didn't know for sure that she was good. I just guessed. And I was totally right.
Hey, whatever works.
It would have been really funny if, like, the innocent had succeeded, and then she reveals her card and she was actually an imposter the whole time. But no, she was innocent as well. It was like, hey, let's just do this. But anyway, people lying in casual games. I guess that's also the thing. Like, social deduction is inherently not strictly a cooperative game. I mean, okay, wait. No, it's a... yeah, whatever. Blah. People randomly giving up information in a game that winds up just being an absolute lie. Thoughts about that?
Like in just any other kind of game, you mean?
Yeah, just in a game, maybe it's cooperative, maybe it's competitive, but they say a thing unprompted. It's not like they're... yeah, it's like them saying, it's like, oh, don't ask me if I have any fives. I don't have any fives. And then it turns out that they had a five. They were just waiting to snake it from you.
Yeah, that's just dickishness.
Or someone saying, it's like, oh, I couldn't possibly win the game on my next turn. Oh, don't try to remove my stuff. I couldn't possibly win. And it gets to their turn and they just win. And it's
Yeah,
like, okay,
again,
so...
dickishness.
yeah, just... person just chooses to lie because... I don't know, lying is fun. It's like... yeah, I can't trust that person anymore with anything, because...
Oh, no.
they're willing to lie to win some whatever game. Oh god. Stuff like that actually kind of made ripples in the CEDH community a little while back. Someone was deciding on, like, where to use the removal on or whatever. And some guy said, oh, don't bother using it against me. I couldn't possibly win on my next turn. And then the guy proceeds to win on his next turn. And, like, this sort of thing, like, happens so much in Commander that people basically meme on it. The person will put down their commander, and, like, you can be the commander. Like, it is a very strong and oppressive... like, it is their commander. It's a good card. They wouldn't be playing their commander if it wasn't good. It's like the sort of commander where you see it and know, oh, hey, if they have any one of, like, these 6 different cards, they win. Sort of a commander. And they put it out, it's like, oh, it's just a little baby boy. He doesn't do anything. It's just my 6-mana 20/20 flying first right trample. It's just a little baby boy. It won't do anything to you. And it's like, can you not do that? It's like, I understand that you're not, like, trying to lie. You're just trying to make a joke and pretend that that's not an oppressive thing. But that is just lying, and it's also not funny. Like, if it was, like, you know, a 2-mana 1/1 with a good ability, you could say it's just a little thing because it's, you know, little stats-wise. Sure, but it's like, that's a 10/10, that's a big creature. Like, that's not just some little boy. That's a big creature, and also, according to the lore, she's a woman. person will put down the Eater of Worlds and say, oh, it's just a little boy. It doesn't even do any... Oh, gosh. People putting down a card and saying, oh, it doesn't even do anything. It's like, well, if it's not doing anything, why do you have it?
Yeah.
This card that says, take 3 extra turns after this one, doesn't do anything? Person will put down a card that says, you win the game. Oh, it doesn't do anything. And, like, I just kind of want to, like, reach across the table, take it, put it on my board. Alright, cool. Why are you getting angry? You said it doesn't do anything, so it shouldn't matter if I have it, right? I think the funniest time was when I basically did something like that. There's an infamous card. It is a 1-mana 1/1 with lifelink. However, if your life total is 30 or greater, it gets +5/+5 and flying. Normally, Magic the Gathering, starting life total is 20. So even if you put this down turn 1, it's just a 1/1 and you have to gain 10 life for it to gain +5/+5 and flying. In Commander, however, his starting life total is 40, so a person can just play this turn 1 as a 6/6 flying lifelink. And people love putting this card in their casual decks. And they play it, so, oh, it's just a little baby. It doesn't do anything, just a little baby. So I basically just looked at him, just like, bet? I'll play this card. It makes a copy... So I'll play this card. It copies your creature, except yours is going to be permanently tapped now. I'll play another clone and copy a creature. I play another clone. On every single one of my turns, I just kept playing clones of that creature over and over and over and over. Like, by the end of the game, I think I had like 7 or 8 copies of their 1-mana creature. And I just kept punching them in their face with clones of their own creature. And the guy got, like, so annoyed at me. Because he couldn't do anything against it. It's like, what, you want to get upset that I'm swinging you for now 24? If you hadn't played that card, I wouldn't be doing this right now. What is that you said? It's just a little baby that doesn't do anything? Well, here's 4 little babies that don't do anything. I'm at 116 life. And yeah, I won the game just by constantly attacking everybody with copies of that one creature.
Oh, no.
It's like, hey, you're the one that says that this 1-mana 6/6 flying lifelink doesn't do anything. But the only people not doing anything are all the opponents. If they attack me, it doesn't matter, because I'm gaining life faster than they can hurt me. Also, I have flying 6/6s to block their creatures. If they destroy them, that doesn't matter, because I have like 6 more. I just have so many of them that they can't do anything. And then, of course, there are the people who lie in a game even though the game tells them that, even though by the mechanics of the game, they should not be lying. I don't know what other games really, like, force a player to tell the truth without having to confirm that they are indeed telling the truth. Like, the only things I can think of would be, like, kid games, like Guess Who and, Go Fish.
Oh.
Can you think of any others?
Not sure. Sorry, I'm distracted by something because I'm just like,
Oh,
the reason this isn't working because it's the wrong type of tank. So, sorry. Alright, found the thing I'm looking for. Say that again, please.
Can you think of any other games that, say, require someone to tell the truth without forcing them to tell the truth. Like in Go Fish, if you say, oh, I don't have any fives, you don't have to reveal your hand to prove that you don't have any fives.
Hmm.
Like, I could think of someone potentially just cheating in games. Like, oh yes, here's my commander deck, but instead of having 100 cards, I actually have, like, 98. And stuff like that. Like, the person, like, they could be deck checked, and then it's like, oh, sorry, 2 of the cards fell down or something, like, you know. Playing commander, and then they play a card outside their commander's color identity, well then, if that winds up getting revealed, they just lose that card. I remember it used to be a common thing where if someone is playing commander and they play a card that's outside the commander's color identity, that card would be exiled, well, removed from the game, and they would draw a new card. And I had heard someone, I'd heard someone suggesting, I don't know if they were actually saying they did it, where it could make sense for someone to pretend to be new, have like maybe 5 cards that don't fit their commander's color identity in, so whenever they play one of these cards, they just get a free card draw. And it's like, that is definitely a way that someone could just flat cheat. But after like the first removal time, at tables it was like, oh, you have another card that doesn't fit? No, that's just removed from the game. You don't get to draw a new card to replace it. Too bad for you. I still remember when companions were introduced. It's like, oh, well, your deck has to fit certain parameters. How am I ever going to make sure that my opponent's decks fit the parameters as established by their companions? It's like, well, how do you make sure that their decks fit the parameters as established by their commander? It's like, how do you make sure that their black and white deck doesn't have any red identity cards in it? Oh, you just wait and see if they... And if they ever play anything that breaks it, you take action then?
No.
So why can't you do that with companions? Someone's companion says that they can only have certain creature types, and then they play a different creature type. Play the game against someone who seemed to be new to Commander. Actually, just new to Magic in general. They had a companion, and I think like half the cards in their deck broke the companion rule. Because all they read was like, you can have this card as a companion without reading the if all of the cards are blah 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 blah. It's like, oh, you can have this as a companion. Okay, put it as a companion. I don't have to read the other like 75% of that ability. But that's just, you know. But cheating in such a way is not the same as just lying about a thing. It is a form of lying, but it's not the same sort of lying as saying, like... Yeah. I know I already told you about the time that I completely outed a cheater while playing Commander. It's just such a funny story, I just want to tell it again anyway. Playing on Spell Table, which is, you know, we're playing on webcams, show our playmat, then our cards, whatever. One person's camera area is rather dark, but, like, that happens. Not everyone can have, like, a light to shine on their board. I just watch them draw. It's their turn, so I'm like watching this screen. And I kind of just say out loud, huh, are your sleeves green? I thought they were blue before. And I mean, you know, kind of like a dark green versus like a dark blue. Like, it's dark. And sure, I could have mixed up the colors. It happens. the human eye doesn't see color very well in the dark. If they had just said, oh yeah, my sleeves are green, like, whatever, right? You ever have that, Azura, where you thought something was one color, turns out to be another, because you weren't really looking all that well?
I'm not. I know where you're going with this, but I can't say I personally have, like, other than, the whole color blindness test stuff. Like,
So,
that whole thing about that dress.
yeah, like the dress, yeah. It's like, huh, that's weird. Huh, I thought that was white and gold. Didn't realize it was blue and black. And so I just like kind of murmur out loud. It's like, oh, your sleeves are green. I thought they were blue. And then the guy immediately drops the call, leaves the spell, and leaves the spell table. Like instantly, like they already had their finger on the button when I had asked them. Like they were just ready to go. And I think I reported them to a mod about it, but the game just, like, continued. I don't have any other recollection of that game. Just like, huh, your sleeves are green? I thought they were blue. Discord disconnecting sounds. Oh, is it just me, or I have the Discord... No, wait, you don't use default Discord sounds. Discord sounds have been different today.
Yeah, I've noticed that they're spooky.
I like it.
Yeah,
It took a bit to get used to, but I like it.
Yeah, and of course, by the time you get used to it, they'll be back to normal because Halloween will be over.
Yeah.
That's how this sort of thing works.
Gosh. Really hope I can, find some fun stuff to do for Halloween. I want to do fun stuff.
God, I still have, like, 320 stacks of silicon to inscribe. And they're just going. Slowly. Just goes.
Goes to shows, yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show.
So I saw a thing on Blue Sky yesterday of someone making a thread of, hey, what games have you played that you've just, like, not enjoyed? And someone had said Indivisible.
Ooh. Okay.
For the repetitive combat system, which, I mean, to be fair, it does get pretty repetitive when you only have 12 different attacks that you can do at once.
Well,
actually, sorry.
That, yeah.
24 different attacks that you can do. No? Each character has like 4 different attacks that they can do. And you can swap out your party to have different party members. Except I think you always have to have the main party member. They said that the platforming was bad, which... I mean, the platforming is fine. It's still I'm still relatively early in the game. The platforming is fine. Did you leave for something and reconnect on your phone?
I did tell you I was going to the bathroom.
No, I heard, ooh, jeez, and the sound of something falling.
Well, because I was trying to tell you I'm going to the bathroom, I need to use the bathroom, but you weren't listening.
Huh.
It might have been that because of Discord lag, I was saying it at the same time that you were talking, like on your end, and I'm obviously not talking very loudly, but anyways. You know, the thing with the combat system for Indivisible, and I mentioned this when I watched you, playing it, and I'm definitely agreeing, with me playing it, myself a bit. It's very similar to how the combat worked in the Valkyrie Profile games. Again, it's a matter of you have your main character, who is always in the party,
Yeah.
and up to 3 other party members that you can have actively equipped at any time. Each one assigned to one of the 4
Those
buttons. The characters basically travel within the main character.
Yeah. Well, don't want to spoil the entire game. But yes.
I'm spoiling like 5 minutes into the game. I'm sorry. But, and also, again, just with, combos and with the whole combo attacking thing where it seems like it's unclear if there's any actual effect to it, but the fact that it keeps track of, like, consecutive hits across all party members within a period of time.
There is a bonus to having consecutive hits. It makes the characters do a percentage more damage.
Okay. And again, yeah, basically, again, that's something very similar to with the Valkyrie profile games. Again, it works basically exactly like that. Which is interesting. And of course, also the fact that you also have to keep track of, like, the combos that, like, what each character will do at what point in their own combos, etc. Because sometimes if you, like, just, hit the button too many times too quickly with a character, their second attack will just miss because the first one knocked the enemy out of range. Like, again, it's all very Valkyrie profile, and I like that. Anyways, my talk on that done. Keep going.
And the third complaint that they had was the Kickstarter backers' inclusion of the game.
What do you mean?
And this one is a little bit of a spoiler, not about plot or anything. Well, the game was on Kickstarter, and so of course people backed it on Kickstarter. And how the devs wound up incorporating that was they had all the, or, Kickstarter backers submit their OCs, and just put their OCs basically all in one city.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Why is that a complaint?
It's not like some out-of-the-way little city. Apparently, it is a big deal of a city that you go to multiple times over the course of the game. And this person hated the idea of, oh, all of these OCs really detract from the playing of the game.
Okay, first of all, are any of the OCs, like any of those characters, actually relevant, or are they just there as kind of filling the space?
From what I've been able to see, they're just there to fill space. You can talk to them, they say a line or two, and like that's it. You can't buy anything from them, you can't recruit any of them.
And their art style. Are their art styles, like, matching the rest of the game, or do they stand out as in clearly drawn by the fans, or something like that?
They seem to match. Like, I legitimately thought that the characters were from, like, different games that, like, the same studio made.
So the only reason that they note... So basically the only reason they're complaining about it is because they found out or figured out, oh hey, these are the Kickstarters! Well, how dare people who supported this game get recognition?
Yeah. The person specifically said that it would be different if it was the case of the Kickstarter backer characters being, like, way off in their own little area, like, hidden, so you might not even find it on a playthrough of the game. You know, like that one characters room from the Legend of Zelda game. The Legend of Zelda game that you liked. A Link to the Past? A Link to the Past. You know, like the fan room from A Link to the Past.
Sorry, the what? Oh! Wait, are you talking about the, Oh.
The one that you have to
room?
glitch in order to get into?
Yeah, the Houlihan room. That was put in... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that. That versus, suppose if there's an NPC that said something like, "Oh, hi, I'm Houlihan. Good luck on your journey." That was sitting in, I don't know, Kakariko or something.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I'm dumb or if the person who made this complaint is dumb because I do not see the problem.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with that either. Like, okay, hey look, here's some of the people that backed this. I am a little bit disappointed that all of these interesting looking characters are actually just apparently nothing. Because I thought that it could be a case of like, oh hey, here's a bunch of characters. Maybe you might need, like, you know, some so-and-so adventurer. Like, one guy says like, oh, I'm trying to raise money. If you can get 10,000 gold, I'll be able to join you. So I thought, hey, maybe you might be able to, like, recruit this person by getting 10,000 gold.
Okay.
No, he's just there to talk. You can't actually recruit him.
Hmm. So, okay, are you giving that as, like, a hypothetical example, or that's actually, like, a fake side quest?
How
It's,
artistic.
yeah,
Hello.
just one of the, like, NPCs says, like, hey, basically, like, oh, if you can get 10,000 gold, I'll be able to join you. The joke being that in Indivisible, you can't get gold.
Let me guess. That's also an in-joke to the Kickstarter where there's some sort of stretch goal of, like, 10,000 or something, and that's what the guy's referencing.
I don't
That
know,
would also
could
make
be. I thought there was just a reference to, again, a different game where that guy is the main character, and you have to raise 10,000 gold over the course of the game. Again, because I thought that these characters were all from different games.
Really?
I mean, here's my thoughts on this. I mean, the thing with Link to the Past is that was a single contest winner. And he got, like, a special room in the game that it basically is just the default. This is where you go when
The
your
game
character's
doesn't
in
know
a...
where to put you.
Hello.
Exactly. And then I'm also thinking, like, you know, other games, like, I think in Final Fantasy IV, I don't know if it's every version of it, or just the one based, the Game Boy Advance version, and any ones that are based on that, where they have a secret room where they have, like, the devs, where it's semi-hidden, but by that point in the game, you should already be, like, checking the walls for hidden passages anyways, so it's not too hidden. And then I think, like, and then there's an Chrono Trigger where one of the endings is basically, yeah, you get to talk to the staff.
Hello.
And it's just like, okay, you know, like, that sort of makes sense. You have a little secret hidden away thing, you know, to recognize the staff, or with Link to the Past one, you know, recognize, like, a single contest winner thing. But, like, when you're recognizing, like, it doesn't make sense to try to make, like, the Kickstarter backers hidden away.
Yeah.
That's just like, what's the point? Then at that point, it's just like, you're not really giving them recognition.
Yeah.
At that
I
point, if
think
you're going to
putting
hide
them in a
away,
nice central
then
spot
only
is good.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I think putting them in a nice central spot is good.
Yeah. Basically, if your plan was to just go hide them away in a secret area, don't do that and just put them in the credits. That is what most, you know, Kickstarter, you know, games will do. They'll just, you know, give thanks to the backers, like, in the credits, and make the credits and stuff like that available, like, from the main menu, rather than just stuck at the end of the game. But by having
I
them...
backed some Kickstarter stuff and paid an extra, like, $5 to get my name in the credits.
But yeah, having them, like, in a large central area makes sense.
The idea is that
With the Kickstarter backers, okay, maybe that's a Like, are the Kickstarter backers the only characters in this central area?
I mean, they are, like, the majority. Like, you go through the area and you can see, like, all these different people you can talk to. I don't know how many are Kickstarter backers and how many are there for the game. But basically, you could just avoid talking to anyone that the game doesn't force you to, and you don't miss out on anything. The only people that you have to talk to progress the games are the ones where, like, the game will, like, put you in a cutscene and have you talk to them.
Right.
Everyone else is optional.
Okay.
Like, it's not the case where, like, oh, you have to talk to, like, you know, one specific person. Better talk to everybody just so you can try to find them.
Okay. So, so ultimately what it is they're there to populate the city. Because without them, the city would probably just be a lot smaller.
Yeah. It's a nice... And it's like, it's an adventuring town. There's supposed to be adventurers there. It's not like your character is the only one in the entire world to ever want to go out on an adventure.
Exactly.
And it makes sense in a big city like this, there'd be a lot of other people adventuring. Either between missions, or about to go on their first, or maybe they've retired. And so you just get little snippets from people who are, like, at different points in their own adventures.
Hello.
It fleshes out the world somewhat and makes it more believable than the 99.9999% of adventure games where you or your team are the only people who ever actually adventure, despite there being monsters all over the world. Like Legend of Zelda games, where for some reason Link is the only person to ever travel between cities. Link and the mailman, basically.
And on occasion, whatever woman delivers the milk.
What brings you in? Huh? Hello. Hello.
However, on my most recent time playing Indivisible, I did find, well, two particular issues that I was really questioning about. One of them I told you about, where I, for some reason, no matter where I saved, I'd just keep getting forced back to one particular save point. It's like I saved at the save point, I got a collectible, and then I saved again after getting the collectible, and then I died. It didn't put me back at the most recent save, it put me back at the previous save before that, and I didn't have the collectible. Even though and then I can quit out of the game and re-log in, and then I have the collectible again and I'm at my actual save point.
Interesting.
Like, 3 times in a row, it ignored all future saves just to put me back at this one spot.
Yeah, that just sounds like a bug that should be reported to the devs.
Yeah, which is really annoying because there were a few insta-kill moments while I was traveling around, and also apparently an optional boss fight or something.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, platforming around, jumping around, I went into this little room, there's a collectible there, so it's like, okay, cool, go for the collectible. There's a cutscene trigger. So I hit the cutscene before I could get the collectible, and it's like a differently colored version of one of the little minions that I've seen traveling around. It's like normally they might have, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 health. This one has at least 1 million? And can basically two-shot anyone in the party.
Jesus.
The only warning I have for it is after I die and get put back like 3 save points, remember? Well, now I know that's there, I can't get that collectible unless I can kill this boss enemy. So I guess But also, I don't think I'm even supposed to be here yet. Because the dialogue was saying, it's like, oh, we can use the blah 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 for a so-and-so character. It's like, we haven't met that so-and-so character yet. So we shouldn't be trying to get the parts from this creature. So I'm pretty sure we haven't met this character. So we're not supposed to be on this quest. I'm not supposed to be here, but there's nothing locking me out of being here.
Interesting.
And it's not like I would be like... Because I got the ability to get in here from this region. It's not like I should be able to just get in later, because technically I could beat it too. Because if you can block perfectly, your health cannot go below 1. So if I could just keep blocking perfectly on every single one of its attacks forever and always, I could eventually kill it. If I spend maybe 2 or 3 hours fighting it and blocking every attack perfectly, which, by the way, it feels like sometimes you can't block the attacks perfectly. The timing window for some of those blocks is like razor thin. It's like an obsessively small block window to get a perfect block in. And I did kind of find an exploit for one of the characters I have, though. I'm not going to tell you, but I did find a bit of combat exploit. You were talking about how you can't really combo. I found a character that can combo.
What do you mean can't combo? I said we can combo.
Well, you were saying something about how you can't, like, oh, have this character do this attack, then this character have... You said something about not being able to, like, combo the attacks together.
No, I said that you can, and that's a good thing.
No, I found, like, an actual, like, if you do this character's attack with this timing, you can prevent the enemy from attacking.
Are you talking about the one that uses the shield?
No.
Because I remember that one, they attack, and then you do an extra attack, hit button press at the right timing. You get an extra attack in, and you can keep comboing that.
I don't know what you're talking about with that. Anyway, let's end off this episode so I can find out what I was talking about. I hope you're all enjoying, but yeah. Indivisible is starting to get a bit weird, but the idea of giving the Kickstarter back with something... Oh wait, there's actually a Kickstarter for cards that I backed once, and I paid like the extra like $100 or something to customize one of the cards. And they had one artist or like a set of artists do all of the art for the cards, but different cards seem to be such different genres that the like disparity between 2 different cards could be absolutely insane. But hey, if anyone ever has those particular cards and ever tries to use them, one of them was designed by me. I feel like if you ever find that card, it should be pretty obvious.